So you know all the features on your map. How do you use it to navigate? Well, with a compass, of course. But before you do that, let's look at the compass and learn all of its different features. First of all, this is the base plate, large rectangular base plate. And this is the compass housing, in which the compass needle freely rotates in a fluid, often alcohol, and points always to north, to magnetic north. The red part of the needle is always pointing to magnetic north. The lines at the base of the compass housing, these parallel lines, are lines of orientation. It's these that you'll use to line up with the grid lines on your map. And the arrow in the centre is the arrow of orientation, and it's this that you'll use to line up the magnetic needle, the compass needle, before you head off on your route. On the base plate is the direction of travel arrow. It's this one running up the centre, and it does what it says on the box. It's this direction that you'll follow once you've taken your bearing. Also, around the outside of the base plate are various scales. You can use these to accurately measure distance, or else perhaps to get a six-figure grid reference by breaking up any one of the squares on the map into 10 sections. There's a magnifying glass that helps you see small details clearly, and these little holes are used as stencils to mark the map, often referred to as control points. This little arrow here at the top of the compass housing by the edge of the bezel is known as the index reading, and it's what gives you your bearing. On this occasion with this compass, it's an arrow, sometimes it's a line, and it's exactly in line with your direction of travel arrow. Now, something you need to understand about compasses, and there's no getting away from it, it's a little bit confusing, is the fact that the needle is pointing to magnetic north, but the map will be pointing to grid north. The grid lines are pointing to grid north, and grid north and magnetic north are not the same thing, because magnetic north is shifting all the time, every year, and it differs depending on where you are in the world. A good compass can take account of this. A basic compass, all you do is you look at your map, and somewhere on it, it will tell you the difference in degrees, west or east, as to how much you need to compensate, and you just move the bezel a couple of degrees one way or the other accordingly. On this compass, there's another little dial which I can use to offset the needle of orientation against the lines of orientation, so it's no longer parallel, by the number of degrees of what's known as declination, this difference between magnetic and grid north. My map tells me I should be 1.4, nearly 2 degrees west, and I can just twizzle this 2 degrees west. And there we are. You can see the needle of orientation is no longer exactly parallel, it's just off. That means when I come to use it to navigate, I'll be bang on target. Now you're ready to find your way.